Hello, the House of Tarot YouTube followers and listeners. Welcome to today's reading. Today we're doing an energy check-in reading. We're also checking in with what we've been up to, what's been new, any books anybody wants to share on the comments, or movies or movie talks. I know right now Wuthering Heights is such a big deal. I myself did see it. And there was also a lot of disclaimers about the movie, so being careful if you have to look into that before you actually watch it or read the book. Right now I'm reading the book as well, and I know it's a lot different than the movies so far where I'm at in the book. Also reading books about with Joe Dispenza, books about quantum leaping and becoming supernatural is the book I'm reading. So we're gonna go ahead and get started just to check in with the energies, kind of sharing where we're at even mentally, where our attention has gone, where our space has gone. Our attention right now is our wand. So we're replacing that attention and calling it back home, calling it back from anybody who might have taken it for a while, maybe not intentionally, but at some point our attention went with them and it just wasn't fulfilling or worth it at the end of the day, to put it simply. So calling our attention back to ourselves, because we are always worth it for ourselves, and we're going to do with it, it's what's going to give us some sort of return. Meaning if you're going to use your attention to work out, you're going to get the return of a great body, health wise, mental health, etc. So kind of calling our attention back from wherever it's been and getting started with this reading with what the energies are. So we have an apple. Temptation will test you. So all throughout the day there is so much temptation. This does not have to be lustful or love, or as we were speaking about Wuthering Heights, this could also just be in a sense of getting off track with your mindset, getting off track with your diet, even getting off track when you engage in some low vibrational activities that kind of even put your day into something questionable. So kind of starting or just even contemplating a gossip or hanging out with a friend, and the vibration is only on gossip. It's tempting to partake, it's fun to partake, and there's like a release of dopamine, possibly, or a lot of hormones that come into this. But really watching out with where you're going to place your attention and your vibration into this temptation, or whether you're going to call your attention back, call your energy back home into something that's more worthwhile. And not that the friend is not worthwhile, but also the energy where it will go will take longer to recover from. So being careful with any physical temptation, any mental energy temptation as well. Sometimes you do have to work out problems. I'm not saying just run away from everything and go live in the cave. There is quantum leaps, there is growth, there is people that you're working on growing with, growing alongside of. So there is things that you're going to work on, and you don't have to confront these people like, oh, we're not gossiping today, or just something negative. You could kind of just reroute the energy and send everybody love. So be very careful with any sort of temptation. Okay, we also have a Tower. Solid foundation, success with effort. I see a lot of you are also getting a lot of success with what you've been putting towards. So some of you had to pull your energy from something that was draining you, from something that just wasn't even going anywhere. At the end of the day, maybe somebody is already checked out and it's just not going to go anywhere. It's not going to get any better. So you have to kind of reroute that energy. There is a solid foundation you're building, also because you possibly even like felt the feelings that had to go with that. So you possibly went through all the emotions, you went through all the steps to get to where you're at. So something very successful, something that takes time. So even building a certain physique takes a lot of attention, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of energy from many. You can always tell when someone has invested a lot into their body with the right time and eating and mindset and sleep schedule and intake of what they had to feed themselves. So there is a solid foundation that you're possibly building upon. So some sort of tower that the bottom is very secure, the bottom where it lands. So this could even be whether you're trying to build a relationship with somebody, really kind of focusing on where the energy should go to really build the foundation for the relationship. So there's nothing cheaply made. So if it's built on physicality or something like that, you know that could fall apart when that aspect of the relationship is gone. So really building things on a solid foundation and seeing if that person is even interested in what you're interested. So not everybody will be at our level at the time that we get to that level, or we are at that level. Some people are just at their own pace, their own level, or they just want different things at the end of the day. So really kind of checking in if this investment is not just with you in mind, if it includes other people, really checking in if other people are actually really invested. We also have a rat, someone working against you behind your back. And this could be somebody that kind of sends you bad energy, in the sense that they hope, I feel like they hope bad things upon you. Like they hope you're struggling in your relationship. They hope you're struggling with your body. Like they hope just things that aren't uplifting. So this person is really sadly only calling that same boomerang back to them. So what we're hoping for others, we're just going to really receive it back in some way. There is a karma to this type of energy, and I feel like it just boomerangs back. So be very careful to not fall to this person's level. If it becomes something that it's in person where you are present and they say something or they do something that you can notice, there is a temptation even to come to that level to meet somebody apples to apples. But really, I think the best course of action, since I feel all this will be boomerang back to you even, so what you're going to give them will somehow boomerang back to you, unless you replace it, I say, with like 12 positive things. So really be careful to kind of meet this person where they're at. These people just kind of have to coast, just kind of leave them there without telling them anything, without talking about it. Kind of just leave the attention out of it. I know when someone says something that is meant to be hurtful or meant to be like a quick little dagger towards me, it's just easier to just not respond and starve it out. As much as your ego wants to respond, as much as even your programming has like something quick and witty to say, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. That person is possibly also suffering. So our little rat friend, they're suffering. Whoever this may be for you, they're not going through a good time, and they're possibly wanting to see a little bit of things working against you. Actually, they want the universe to kind of work against you. They want you to have a hard time so they can come up in a place, so they can possibly gloat in some aspect, whether it's some sort of comparison I'm seeing as well, something that they possibly gossip about. So really just be careful with this temptation. At the end of the day, I feel like it's a test. It's a test with where you're going to give your energy. If things have been running smoothly along, if you've been putting in the work, and then you're going to get tested and fall into this trap. Of course, progress is not a straight line. It goes in waves and flows, and changing who you are for the better is always a course of ups and downs. So just really be focused, not just focused, but really be, what's the word, where you see it coming and you know how to react. And sometimes just no reaction is possibly even the best reaction, just kind of letting it starve, and you go on your way to go do something beneficial for yourself, for your family, for those who love you, for those who are in your home, because your home is also the foundation of everything, just how the energy that you're keeping in your home, the energy within the home. So I'm also getting, make sure you air out your home. For some of you out there, if you're living in a nice cold climate right now, kind of get all that winter weather to air everything out. Gonna go ahead and take a card. So you're coming from a place where you had to already make a choice, and I feel like somebody, some things, some energy had to get left behind. You had to choose one over the other for sure. They both cannot come with you. So you can even look at this as your old self and your new self. So you possibly, to get to where you're going, so this person kind of looking, I would say this is like a world. They're looking at the world, and they're looking at some sort of projection, prospects. So prospects, higher things, prospects, potential. So the old self could not come with them. So that old person kind of had to die in a sense. So they had to kind of give their back to this person, which is themselves and inside of energy. So our wands are also about a lot of fire, a lot of passion. I'm also getting that when it's not easy to leave this behind. So we're all definitely very programmed into a state of being, into a state of thoughts, into a state of emotions. So to get to where you're going, this person looking beyond, you're only taking your new self. And of course, that comes with ups and downs. Let's look at the mountains, how they're up and down, up and down. So not to be so hard on yourself is also the message I'm getting. I feel like this has been a journey already. You've already kind of been leaving aspects of yourself behind. But of course, it's not perfect. Again, walking away for something. Also walking away from something emotional, something you possibly even put really hard work into. So we have the 8 of Cups. So a lot of emotion and a lot of judgment. I feel with the way this face is kind of coming down on this person feels judged. This person feels a little bit insecure about the choices they're making, about where they're going, about things like that. But it's only I feel like it was the only path that was open. So seeing these mountains kind of blocking off, and then there's only this one path. So I feel like you just had no choice at the end of the day. You're doing your best, obviously, and you're going to do your best. There's just lessons that have to be learned along the way. And sometimes there's only one route to get there. And it's possibly the route that you saw fit for the moment. So you don't have to beat yourself up about it. I see this person kind of looking down, kind of hard on themselves, but they're really trying to get somewhere. And sometimes you do have to go on this journey by yourself because there is a lot of temptation around you. Oh, beautiful card. So we have our 9 of Pentacles in our future placement. So something definitely working out at the end of the day for you. The 9 of Pentacles, she's so feminine. She has also this masculine energy to kind of hold what's important to her. This is also in finances. So if you had to hold on to finances or kind of make finances or pave a way for yourself through your finances, it's all coming to you. But it's also a magnetism card for me. We have the little bird kind of perched on her hand. So there's definitely a lot of magnetism towards you at the moment or coming in the future. So if you see kind of this low point, just know that it's going to come up. Nothing is constant. The ones we love the love will not always be the same. The people in our lives will not always be the same. Nothing will be constant, but you will be constant for yourself. You will be magnetized to the things, or not so much you magnetic to them. You are magnetic to them. So the things that are meant for you are coming to you like a magnet. So the money that's meant for you, the foliage that's meant for you. So all the giving energy, where you're able to receive energy. So even this little bird just coming to you, that means you're in the right energy to receive, and things are magnetic towards you. I feel like things need you as well. Things want to come to you. Things want to be around you. People want to be around you. So you're going to magnetize the right people as long as you stay away from this really negative, dark energy, someone that wants to trap you into some sort of reaction. I'm seeing that they just kind of feed off of something. And I feel this feeling, I keep coming back to the feeling where they kind of say things that, let's say if you told your spouse about it, like, oh, I didn't like how so-and-so said that, or you told a friend, they say things where not everybody will have the same perception, but you in your heart feel that wasn't meant to enlighten you. That wasn't meant to make you feel good. That wasn't a compliment. Like, you just know at the end of the day, it's not that you're being sensitive, but I feel like they say things to protect themselves as well, to be negative, but then they protect themselves with, oh, such and such and such. So really be careful falling into this trap. I feel like it's a trap at the end of the day. It's this apple, kind of beautiful, shiny apple, and I feel like it's a trap if you keep sending your energy over there. So for your you placement, I feel like you're coming from a place of, I wouldn't say rock bottom, but it's definitely a place of bottom. And it's also about feeding into your soul. So something that you went through on this only one path that seemed to be open at the time, I feel like you had to go through that path because you learned to nourish yourself. You learned to nourish your soul by yourself. You learned to be on your own. You learned to kind of rise up from things that even you were kind of dealing with. So not only the universe was dealing a card for you and everything around you, but even you're dealing with something. There's also things that come up and place in times of your life that you cannot explain. No one can explain just by yourself. You have to go through this journey. So if you're listening to this, obviously tarot is the journey, and something about nourishing yourself. So whether you have to go and feed the soul somewhere, there's your body self, you feed it food, you feed it water, you feed it cleanliness, you feed it pleasure, you feed it all kinds of stuff. But there's also your soul self. What are you feeding your soul self is the question I'm getting back to you into your you placement. And we're going to go ahead and go with your environment. So I see there's lots of things around you. There's lots of things to do at the end of the day. There's so much to put your attention towards. There's so many people around you that love you, that support you, that want you. And it's only a matter of your focus. Whether you're going to focus on those that love you, whether you're going to focus on those that want to hurt you, it's up to you. So your environment is definitely set up in a way for you to succeed, and also for you to come down to the level where I feel like somebody wants to tell you like, you're not that great, you're not that enlightened, you did like, I feel like it's kind of this pulling down energy. But if you stay focused, if you keep going with your with your teacher, so if you keep opening yourself up to teaching moments, to learning about yourself, to being a better person, maybe that person that tried to bring you down, or this person that is kind of, I feel, someone in your vicinity working against you, I feel like even they are going to take a page from your book, or I don't know, they're going to see that they're not the only ones. You might even end up attracting something even better than them. So if you're kind of trying to get yourself in a place where you're just like good for them, I feel like you're even possibly going to surpass them, because you're just going to become so magnetic, but also so helpful. Because if you're happy in your home, I feel like it makes even the neighbors around you happy. Like, it's just a vibration. If you're sad in your home, I feel like it brings out the sadness in the world. So really be careful, stay focused. Even if you can't for yourself right now, if you don't have that intentional I want to say self-love, but I don't want to say that you don't have it. But if you don't have that extreme self-love at the moment, do it for those around you. So if you live with a small child, if you live with your pets, if you're happy, they're going to be happy. If you live around elderly or people that you respect in your neighborhood, or just even for the greater good of the community, if you're happy, other people will be happy. Obviously, it doesn't have to be in your face happy where you feel this kind of toxic positivity, like, okay, things are real, we are going through things, but we're also going to manage how we react. Let's help people, or let's do better, things like that. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and take the 2 final cards. And again, we're left with a choice at the end of the day. And I feel like it's a collaborative choice. I feel in the beginning, you had to kind of leave someone. This could even be metaphorically your old self behind. But I feel like someone gets to come with you. You get to collaborate with someone. So you might be open to finding a teacher, to finding a new teacher. So when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And I feel this happened to me last year. I feel I went to a point where I attracted a new teacher. So you might find one in some place, also some place that you weren't expecting. Just kind of be ready for it, be open for it. Loosen up from any kind of defensiveness, loosen up from any kind of, if you're going in there to do better, if you're going in there to learn, you have to let go of the defensiveness. You even have to let go of the story at some point. You have to let go of like how someone found you or things like that. You just have to let things go. You just have to be open at the end of the day. So the universe wants to teach you something. And I feel like there's no coincidences. So be very ready. We did start this book talking about Wuthering Heights and books and the energies, and if this kind of ties back into something you may be going through with that journey of that plot of like some sort of dynamic that's not good for you anymore, I hope this ties into just your centralness, just you being the center of everything. You're the nucleus of your life, and you get to change anything. You get to move on from people, you get to move on from dynamics, you get to move on from anything. You get to be happy, you get a choice. So use your wand as your attention. So your attention is your wand, and something will be left behind at the end of the day. Some part of you will die, just something will be left behind, and there's no going back. It's only going forward. And you're going to come to a journey where you might, if this is love for you, you might meet the one. You might meet your group. If some of you are just craving more human interaction and you just need friendships, you might meet your people, you might meet your group, you might meet your purpose even. You might meet your shadow self or your future self or your higher self. So really be very, very open. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a T card, and we have the blackberry leaf. So money, overcoming challenges, and return to sender. And I love return to sender. Again, it's that boomerang. It's this rat. So I'm going to keep going to this person because I feel like they come very, very pretty to you. I feel like they're just very polished and everything, but they just say things like a dagger. So just return it to sender. If they give you a feeling, and it's not putting back the bad karma, I feel like that person had to have that returned in their way, in their sense, to kind of work through something on their end. Like what about them is hurting so much that they decided to like shoot that out there? Like it's so easy to shoot something like that. So be very careful. A lot of people are hurting, and it's not to overpower them, but return it in a sense that you don't even pick it up. Let's just put it that way. You're not going to return it verbally or physically, or even gossiping about it, even telling a friend about it, even mentioning it. As hard as that is, that's like even just building a muscle. So returning it to sender by not even picking it up, like the message didn't come through, the mail didn't come in, and it just returns to the sender, and they have to deal with that however they deal with that. Either they're gonna double down the next time they see you and make themselves look really ignorant, or they're going to be bored. We don't know. So we're just all on this journey. And with that, my dear listener, this concludes today's reading. Come visit me at thehouseoftarot.etsy.com. I offer readings there as well as other products. You can message me there if you don't see what you want, but you want to work with me, and we could put something together and talk about it. So with that, I leave you guys. Bye-bye. Sending oceans of love to each and every one of you. Take care. Bye-bye.